richest criminal organizations in the world. Humanity has always had a strange fascination with the forbidden, the dangerous and the unknown. And nothing better represents that dark side of human nature than organized crime. Throughout history, powerful criminal organizations have amassed untold fortunes and built empires based on fear, death, and corruption. However, very few of its members have been able to escape the tragic end that such a life usually brings. Today we will explore the richest criminal organizations that have ever existed, what their main sources of income are and why, despite billing billions of dollars every year, being a member of one of these mafias often ends in premature death or imprisonment. Because when it comes to the underworld, no matter how much money or power you accumulate, crime doesn't pay. Welcome to The Point of View, the place where the most shocking crime stories come to life. Where mystery and history come together to tell us unique events of the most famous outlaws. Today we present to you the history of the richest criminal organizations in the world. Do not forget to leave your like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Let's get started. 1. The Sinaloa Cartel. The Sinaloa Cartel has a strong presence on the Mexican Pacific coast, as well as in several states bordering the United States, where it exports and distributes huge amounts of fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana. According to the United States Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, the Sinaloa Cartel is responsible for most of the fentanyl circulating in that country, causing thousands of overdose deaths each year. The Sinaloa Cartel was founded in the 1980s by Joaquim El Chapo Guzman, who was captured, extradited, and sentenced to life in prison in the United States for leading an ongoing criminal enterprise. After his fall, the cartel split into 4 factions led by his sons, known as Los Chapitos, and his associate Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Los Chapitos are Ivan Archivaldo, Jesus Alfredo and Ovidio Guzman, who have earned a reputation as the most violent and aggressive faction of the cartel. The 3 are charged by the United States with mounting operations to flood that country with fentanyl and laundering hundreds of millions of dollars in illicit proceeds. Ovidio Guzman was arrested by the Mexican authorities in 2023 and his situation is still in full swing. El Mayo Zambada is the other leader of the cartel and the oldest. He is considered the financial and logistical brain of the organization. Unlike the Chapitos, El Mayo has kept a low profile and avoided capture by authorities. It is believed that he operates mainly in the states of Sinaloa and Nayarit. The Sinaloa Cartel has a global network that spans more than 50 countries. Its main markets are the United States, Canada, Europe, Australia, and Asia. By some estimates, the cartel could generate between $3 and $6.5 billion a year from its illicit activities. These profits are used to bribe public officials, buy weapons, finance political campaigns, and launder money through legal businesses. The Sinaloa Cartel is a threat to public health and safety in both Mexico and the United States. Its power and influence make it one of the most feared and respected criminal groups in the world. However, it also faces internal and external challenges, such as disputes between its leaders, competition from other cartels such as the Jalisco Nueva Generation, and pressure from the authorities. Can the Sinaloa Cartel maintain its position in the top 5 of the richest mafias on the planet? 2. The 'Ndrangheta. At number 2 of our top 5 of the richest mafias on the planet we have the Italian 'Ndrangheta, a criminal organization that has become the queen of drug trafficking in Europe. The 'Ndrangheta has its origin and base in the Calabria region, in southern Italy, where it controls the territory with an iron fist and confronts other mafias such as the Camorra or the Cosa Nostra. But what makes this mafia special is its ability to establish international links with the cocaine cartels of South America, especially Colombia and Mexico. Thanks to these contacts, the 'Ndrangheta have managed to dominate much of the transatlantic drug market that feeds Europe, and it is estimated that they earn an annual income of more than 4.5 billion euros from this business alone. But cocaine is not the only source of dirty money for the 'Ndrangheta. This mafia is also engaged in arms smuggling, money laundering, extortion, kidnapping, human trafficking, and political corruption. With so much money in their hands, the 'Ndrangheta has known how to invest in legal businesses such as real estate, tourism, transport, or construction. Thus, it has managed to infiltrate institutions and civil society, both in Italy and abroad. In fact, the 'Ndrangheta has a presence in more than 30 countries around the world, including the United States, where it has collaborated with the Gambino and Bonanno families of New York to strengthen its power in the country. The structure of the 'Ndrangheta is very complex and hierarchical, based on family ties and secrecy. It is believed that there are about 150 families or clans that are part of this mafia, each with its own leader or capo. However, the organization's top boss is a mysterious and elusive character known as the Grand Criminal. His identity is unknown to most, but it is rumored that he could be Domenico Apatisano, a 90-year-old man who was arrested in 2010 and has been in prison ever since. Will he be the mastermind behind this powerful and dangerous mob? Or is there someone else pulling the strings from the shadows? The only thing certain is that the 'Ndrangheta have no intention of leaving their lucrative criminal empire without a fight. 3. The Italian Camorra. At number 3 we have the Italian Camorra, a criminal organization that operates mainly in the Campania region and in the city of Naples. The Camorra engages in all kinds of illegal activities, from drug and arms trafficking to extortion, fraud, money laundering and murder. The Camorra is estimated to generate annual revenues of between 4.9 and 9.4 billion euros, making it one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. And what do they spend all that money on? Well, the Camorra invests a large part of its profits in legal and illegal businesses, both in Italy and abroad. Some examples are construction, tourism, gaming, transportation, fashion, movies, and music. The Camorra also uses its money to corrupt politicians, judges, police officers and journalists, and to finance electoral campaigns and political parties. Thus, the Camorra manages to influence public decisions and escape justice. The Camorra does not have a defined hierarchical structure, but is made up of various clans or families that ally or confront each other according to their interests. It is estimated that there are about 200 clans and about 6,000 active members of the Camorra today. Some of the best-known leaders are Marco Di Loro, considered the most wanted capo in Italy until his capture in 2019, Rafael Chiudolo, founder of the new organized Camorra and sentenced to life imprisonment, and Maria Licciardi, nicknamed the godmother and leader of the Licciardi clan. The Camorra is a threat to the security and well-being of Italian citizens and those of other countries. Their crimes cause death, violence, poverty, pollution and corruption. For this reason, the Italian and international authorities have intensified their fight against this criminal organization, carrying out police operations, trials and seizures. However, the Camorra continues to resist and adapt to social and economic changes. Can it one day be defeated? 4. The Yakuza Yamaguchi-gumi of Japan. At number 4 of our top 5 of the richest mafias on the planet we have the Yamaguchi-gumi, the Japanese Yakuza. This criminal organization is the largest and most powerful in Japan and has a long history of violence, extortion and corruption. It is estimated that the Yamaguchi-gumi has about 23,000 members throughout the country and also in other parts of the world such as South Korea, China, the United States or Brazil. The Yamaguchi-gumi engages in all kinds of illicit activities, from drug and weapons trafficking to illegal gambling and prostitution. He also has great influence in the business and political world, where he uses his contacts and money to obtain favors and benefits. the Yamaguchi-gumi's annual revenue is estimated to exceed $6 billion, making it one of the richest criminal organizations in the world. And what do they spend all that money on? Well, the Yamaguchi-gumi has a very ostentatious and luxurious lifestyle. Its leaders and members live in mansions, drive high-end cars, and wear expensive suits. They also invest their money in legal and illegal businesses, such as restaurants, hotels, casinos, or construction companies. Also, the Yamaguchi-gumi has a very strict code of honor and considers themselves a family. For this reason, part of its money is used to help its members in case of need or to finance traditional ceremonies and rituals. And speaking of rituals, it is worth mentioning the tattoos carried by the members of the Yamaguchi-gumi. Tattoos, called arizumi in Japanese, are a way of expressing the loyalty, honor, courage, and personal history of each member of the organization. Tattoo designs are often inspired by mythological, religious, or natural motifs, such as dragons, lotus flowers, koi, or tigers. The tattoos also serve to identify members of the Yamaguchi-gumi and to distinguish them from other Yakuza groups or from society in general. But all is not glory for the Yamaguchi-gumi. In recent years, this mafia has suffered several splits and internal confrontations that have weakened its power and unity. In addition, the Japanese authorities have tightened laws against organized crime and have increased police operations to dismantle their networks. Currently, the leader of the Yamaguchi-gumi is Kenichi Shinoda, alias Shinobu Tsukasa, an 80-year-old man who has led the organization since 2005. Despite his age, it is known that he manages to stoically overcome each crisis, and it is rumored that he may have appointed Kiyoshi Takayama as the next Komochi, supreme leader. The Yamaguchi-gumi is a feared and respected mafia throughout the world. But it is also a mafia in crisis and with an uncertain future. Will he be able to survive the changes and challenges that come his way? 5. The Russian Mafia. The supreme king of the riches of the criminal world. Not the Italian Mafia, not the Sinaloa Cartel, not even the Japanese Yakuza. It is the Saltsevskaya Bratva, a network of criminal groups that operates in Russia and other countries. The Saltsevskaya Bratva is worth an estimated $8.5 billion a year, according to Forbes magazine. The Saltsevskaya Bratva originated in the 1980s in the Solntsevo neighborhood, southwest of Moscow. Gangs of young people dedicated to robbery, extortion, and drug trafficking were formed there. With the collapse of the Soviet Union, these gangs took advantage of the power vacuum and expanded across the country, infiltrating legal and illegal businesses. The Saltsevskaya Bratva became a federation of groups operating under a common code and dividing up areas of influence. The Saltsevskaya Bratva's businesses range from arms, drug and people trafficking to money laundering, bank fraud, and tax evasion. They also control sectors such as transportation, construction, oil, and gas. The Saltsevskaya Bratva has ramifications in Europe, Asia, Africa, and America, where it collaborates with other criminal organizations such as the Chinese Mafia or the Mexican cartels. The money the Saltsevskaya Bratva earns is invested in property, businesses, art, and jewelry. He also uses it to bribe politicians, judges, police officers, and journalists. The Saltsevskaya Bratva has a great influence on Russian society and international politics. The structure of the Saltsevskaya Bratva is hierarchical and pyramidal. At the top are the so-called potatoes, the top leaders who coordinate the activities of the organization. Below are the afteridity, the regional chiefs who control the assigned areas. Then there are the brigadieri, the local bosses who run the gangs. And finally there are the soldiers, the rank and file who carry out orders. The best-known leaders of the Saltsevskaya Bratva are Sergei Mikhailov, alias Mijas, and Viktor Avrin, alias Avera. Both were arrested in 1996 and sentenced to prison for various crimes. However, they managed to get out thanks to their contacts and their lawyers. It is currently believed that they continue to run the organization from the shadows. This has been El Punto de Mira, with another exciting report on the criminal world. Remember to leave your like, subscribe and comment what you think of the video and what you think of this interesting topic. Until next time.